Hey guys, so today we have a double whammy of a review for you. Today I found these two in Forbidden Planet, and as I'm building a Marvel Select sort of Infinity War collection, and you can see me in Hulk's thing, hello. Now, as you can see, the packaging looks actually really cool. So we've obviously got the Thor Ragnarok logo here, as well as the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 logo, as well as the character names here and here. Now, Gladiator Hulk, I'd say, stands at about 8 inches, whereas Star-Lord definitely stands at about sort of 7 inches, as well as Rocket Raccoon. You get him in the packaging, which is awesome for the price. So let's take a look at the packaging. Now first, we have Gladiator Hulk. So as you can see on the front, we have the name of the character, as well as the Marvel Select, or Diamond Select as it normally is, as it's also known, with the 15th anniversary, and the Thor Ragnarok logo. And on the front, it gives you a really good sort of view of the actual figure itself with its accessories. On the back of the Hulk packaging, we have the logo with a nice little promo shot of Thor and Hulk, and we have a little description if you wish to pause it and read. Go ahead, I don't know if you can though, because my hands are so blooming shaky. As well as a nice little image of the full figure with the interchangeable head there. And on the Star-Lord packaging, the same thing, the logo, as well as the character name. And as I was saying, you get Rocket Raccoon with this guy, as well as Star-Lord himself, so it's kind of like a 2-for-1 deal, which is absolutely awesome for the price. So on the back of the packaging, once again, similar to the Thor Ragnarok Gladiator Hulk, we have the logo up here, as well as the character's name, as well as a sort of good look at the two figures and the other figure you can buy here of Drax. I saw these guys in the store today as well, but I decided not to go for it as I'd already spent a fair bit of money on these guys. If you wish to pause and read the character description or the information on the back, feel free. And it's also got a nice little Guardians logo down here. Now, I got both these guys for a really decent price at my local Forbidden Planet shop here in Edinburgh. I got these both for about £48, which roughly, I'm not too sure how much it is in dollars, but it's certainly a lot cheaper than it is in the internet. Anyway, let's go over where there's more light and actually take a look at these figures out of the packaging. And here we have all three figures out of the packages, and yes, I said three figures because these two technically count as a 2-pack at least. This took me like 20 minutes to open, especially with this guy, because the little like ties were so impossible to get like untied. But here we have Hulk and Star-Lord, and here are Hulk's accessories as well. He's got his little hammers, but I don't really want to take them out of their packaging just yet, so I'll show you what they look like. These look awesome, and I'm sure they'll look awesome in his hands. So first, let's actually review Hulk. So here we have the Hulk in all his glory. Also, apologies for the sort of looking set. I don't really have a set at the moment, but I'm planning on getting one. Now, I also have the Age of Ultron Hulk as well, which I shall just bring in now. There are huge differences between these two figures. Now, with the Age of Ultron Hulk, we sort of had the earlier select articulation, whereas his head couldn't really, his head could sort of move, but not that well. Whereas with this guy, they've definitely improved the articulation, especially in his head, because now it's on a ball joint, so he can like move his head all the way around, basically left and right, and it's honestly just awesome. And I do like the Gladiator Hulk one more at the moment, and I also like the look of him more. He certainly has more of a Mark Ruffalo look. Detailing definitely looks a lot more like Mark Ruffalo, and he just looks honestly so awesome. And as we can see, we have the sort of Sakaar marking on his face and on his arm. Let's actually get into the important bit, the articulation of the figure. Now, I thought this would actually be restricted, and it does a little bit, but his arm moves up a little bit more than I thought it would. He also has the same articulation here, and I just don't want to break this guy because he is so awesome. That's one thing with select figures that I always fear, is that I'm gonna break it by the joints. So, and this joint has been very... Yeah, I'm not going to do that right now, but he does actually have a point of articulation here. It's just one point of articulation, it's not a double jointed. He also has arm swivel, which is awesome. I'm glad they didn't take that away from the Age of Ultron Hulk. Same on the other side. He can also, not really, but slightly pivot in the ab section. The other thing that I love that they've done by upgrading the sort of Hulk figure, because obviously they wanted to do something different, is actually hand actually has a hand swivel. If we take a look at the Age of Ultron Marvel Select, he only had a sort of 360-degree fist twist. Apologies, that's my phone going off. Whereas with this figure, he can actually move his arms in and out, which is absolutely awesome. He does have ankle pivot. I'm glad that they included that. Same on the other side. And also, his feet can move up and down, swivel on the leg. Same as the Age of Ultron. The main thing that I do love about this figure is just how awesome it looks. I mean, look at him in that costume. Like, just look at that armor. It's so cool, and I'm really looking forward to when I get the chance to pick up the Gladiator Thor, because I'm sure he'll look awesome too. Gladiator Hulk, honestly, such a great purchase. I know this isn't the best lighting, but it looks great for the shading, not gonna lie. And I'm currently using my Canon G7X, which is a great camera. You look in the background, like, oh my god, it's so blurry. But yeah, this guy, honestly, so worth it. And I got, like I say, I got this guy pretty cheap for £24.99, so definitely a bargain. Now let's get on to his accessories. Now the other awesome thing about this figure is, why does my phone keep going off? God damn it. Is the fact that you get an interchangeable head, which you didn't get with the last Marvel Select Hulk from Age of Ultron. And this head sculpt looks awesome. Like, he's got sort of different facial feature, but like, look at him in that Gladiator helmet. It's definitely like a Planet Hulk kind of vibe. Well, it's obviously a Planet Hulk kind of vibe, and it just looks absolutely amazing. And well done on Marvel Select for actually sort of giving us more than what I expected anyway. So next up we have the interchangeable hands, which look absolutely awesome as well. I'm really chuffed with what Marvel Select have actually done with the new Hulk from Gladiator. From Gladiator? Jesus. Are you not entertained? From what they've done with Thor Ragnarok, and how just the amount of detail they put into each, like, sort of piece of accessories is just honestly outstanding. So well done, Marvel Select. And finally, you also get the two hammers that we have seen in the film. Like I say, I don't really want to take these out of the packaging, but I'll probably do like another video where I'll show all my Marvel Selects in action and how they all look together. So this one just looks awesome, as well as the actual hammer here. And these are a pretty decent weight for two accessories. So now I'm going to compare the two guys. So like I was saying, as much as I love the Age of Ultron Hulk Marvel Select, I've got to hand it to Marvel Select on how much they've improved on the Hulk figure for Thor Ragnarok. And now we're going to compare the two sort of Hulk figures, one from Age of Ultron here and the one from Thor Ragnarok. And I've got to say, I definitely love the Thor Ragnarok one more, just because of the look of the armor and the accessories you get. And honestly, just such a good job, Marvel Select. Well done. I hope you managed to actually sort of keep up to date and keep updating your figures with the articulation and things like that with your new figures. And hopefully Infinity War, like, you'll do a super awesome job on that. But still love this guy. He's still a classic, but I handed to them on the amount of detail on the Thor Ragnarok Hulk. And my phone went off again. Way hey, the joys of video making. Now onto Star-Lord and Rocket Raccoon, and yes, I'm gonna say like as a 2-pack, because this is technically a 2-pack, and for £22.99 I could not say no. Such a bargain. So first off, we're gonna get into the review of Star-Lord, and then we're gonna get into the review of Rocket Raccoon. So here we have Star-Lord in all his might and glory from Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, the one thing that I didn't really like about this figure is the fact that you didn't get an interchangeable head for Peter Quill, but it's so cool. Maybe they'll do it for Infinity War, but as I have like the Volume 2 figure, I don't feel like I'll need to buy the Infinity War figure, but then again I might. So we have the arm here, but unfortunately there's no swivel where there really should be, because that would be awesome to be included. But we have 1 point. And we have a sort of swivel, but I don't like those kind of swivels that you get on the elbows. Like, I think it'd be better to have like a swivel up here and then just have like an elbow joint. It makes more sense and it just feels more awesome. He also has a swivel in his hand, and you can sort of move it back and forward. So, as I was saying, sorry to cut me off quite short there, but for some reason my camera just does not want to stay in focus with this figure. Clearly it likes Hulk more. But yeah, you get only a sort of swivel in the hand, unfortunately. Not really much articulation going on there. You also get a bit of an, not so much an ab crunch, but more like a crunch just at the man boobies. You also get a point of articulation in the head. It can swivel around 360 degrees and move up and down, which is cool. However, the only thing is his head doesn't move far up enough, so if you wanted to have him in sort of a flying pose, then it would look pretty shitty. Same with the other arm, except there's not really the restriction with the shoulder pad, which is cool. Now with the legs, it's the exact same articulation as the Netflix's Daredevil, but you can move his leg back and forward that much, which is okay, I guess, but would have preferred a bit more. 2 joints at the knee, which is cool, but I don't know why they couldn't have done that at the elbow if they were going to do that at the knee. Same on this leg, his leg can move that much forward. Can also swivel at the thigh. You can move these booties left and right and up and down, and there is a little bit of ankle pivot. I do like this guy, but once again, it's the same as Netflix's Daredevil. Not that impressed with the articulation. It would have looked much cooler. It would have been much cooler if there was a bit more articulation, kind of like the Hulk and Spider-Man and other Marvel Selects. But he's still a cool looking guy, and it's good to have him as part of my Marvel selection. Back of the jacket looks awesome. The jacket in general actually looks awesome. And we have his infamous abs and t-shirt as well, the one that he was wearing in Volume 2, so that's cool. But like I say, I would have loved an interchangeable head to Peter Quill, because I think Chris Pratt would have looked awesome with his face sculpt. But we can't all get everything. Maybe we'll get it with Infinity War, who knows, or maybe they'll sell one on eBay as a custom. So the accessories you actually get with this is one of Star-Lord's blasters, as well as 2 guns. I'm assuming they're for Rocket, but I don't know why we don't actually get 2 of these, because I know Peter Quill or Star-Lord actually has 2 of these, so that was a bit of a weird move, I guess, Marvel Select, but maybe they'll improve for Infinity War. I'm not too sure. So that was Peter Quill. Now let's move on to this guy, little tiny Rocket Raccoon. Like I say, I love the fact that we got 2 figures for the price of 1, and they've done the same with Drax the Destroyer with Baby Groot. However, Baby Groot's more of like a sort of little standee sort of thing. He doesn't really have any articulation, but for the sizing, it makes sense for him not to. But with this guy, you get like full articulation like any other Marvel Select figure, which is awesome. So the thing that I love, because I didn't think they'd do it, but they did, you can actually, there's articulation in his head, which is absolutely awesome. And I have to say, this Rocket Raccoon looks absolutely amazing for the price. Super impressed. And if anything, I actually prefer this figure to the Peter Quill figure, because Rocket Raccoon, he's one of my favourite characters from the Guardians of the Galaxy, because he's hilarious. Now you can tell with his hands, they're totally made for blasters, but and I want to be delicate with this because I feel like I'm going to break it at any point. Similar to the Peter Quill one, there's articulation in his elbows and articulation in his hands. He does in fact have that. You also get, you don't really get the sort of man booby crunch, but, and for some reason my camera does not want to stay in focus. Okay, so now that we're back in focus finally, yeah, you get like the swivel at the sort of stomach area, which is awesome. You get ankle swivel on the feet, There is also articulation in the knees here, and no, you can't see it that well because this camera is finding it so blooming hard to stay in focus. You can also move his feet up and down, and this part's really cool, you can move his tail. His tail actually has articulation, and it also is handy for if you want to make him stand, because he's really hard to stand if his tail's up in the air. So that was my review of the 2-pack Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Marvel Select Star-Lord and Rocket Raccoon, and the Marvel Select Thor Ragnarok Gladiator Hulk. I really hope you like this review. I'm going to try and do a couple more of these because they're fun, and also just look at these guys, they're so freaking cool. Especially Hulk. I like you, Hulk. You're a cool guy. But yeah, anyways, I am going to be coming back and making more videos. Like I say, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm sorry it was a bit sketchy and the focusing was out of focus throughout most of the video, but if you look at this light that I have, it's honestly terrible. Like, that is the light that I'm actually using, and it's not really giving out much. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video, which will probably be a Black Panther review, because I'm seeing it again. I have seen it already, and I'm going to save my opinion for the review, but I hope... Yeah, I'm going to save my opinion for the review because I do need to see it again just to refresh memories of the film. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching again. I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like to subscribe, feel free, because it'd be awesome to have you guys joining the people. And take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Touchy the Hulk nipples. Touchy the nipples.